Once again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to 23 Mattingly Way at EVSC's historic Bossy Field for tonight's series opener. Now let's meet the visiting Lake
For the last time this regular season, we are here at EVSC's historic Bossy Field for the last home series of the season. Game 1 between the Lake Erie Crushers and the Evansville Otters. Well, the Otters lost the series against Schaumburg, but they still took Game 3, and they shut out the Boomers 3-0 after a great performance yet again on the pitching side from Colby Morse, Joe Morrissey, Alex Valdez, and Junior Serta picking up his 19th save. He was awarded with his Player of the Week plaque earlier, just about 10 minutes ago, and he has now tied Aiden McAvoy for the league lead in saves with 19. The Otters are looking to get a series here against the Lake Erie Crushers as we welcome you into the broadcast booth. There we go. My name is Evan Patoka. So, we have another jersey auction. I think it's the last one of the season. Let's take a look. It is the Evansville alternate jerseys. Let me do a spin. We're spinning. Yep, there we go. Got to bend down a little bit. Make sure you can see everything. Spin. Yes, we're spinning. We are currently spinning. So, these are up for auction today. Ends at 8:30. Hopefully the spinning convinced you that you should get one of these. You can go to the Otters social media and bid on these. They've been wearing them all season. They're wearing them today, and they've been playing pretty well on them so far this season. So make sure you bid on that right now. You don't have to do it right now. You still have 2 hours to bid on it. But if you do it now, then there's a better opportunity for you to get. You can get this one. You can get Andy McCauley's. You can get Ryan Wiltsey's, who's the starter today. Ryan Wiltsey starting against Edwin Sanchez. Both of these two guys have pitched against the other team quite a bit so far this season, and Wiltsey has performed pretty good. Edwin Sanchez, on the other hand, in his last start against Evansville, he gave up 8 runs, 7 earned in his only game of the season where he gave up multiple home runs. So it was a bit of a rough outing for them. Lake Erie throwing a lot of lefties. They're throwing Sanchez, Jack Eisenbarger, and then Kobe Reeves on Sunday. So there's going to be a lot of lefties. The Otters, though, pretty good against left-handed pitching so far this season, hitting at a 293. Top 4 in a lot of different offensive categories against left-handed pitching. And it'll be a very interesting series. Lake Erie, they're out of it already, so they're just looking to play spoiler, but we have a lot of good series this weekend. Windy City still playing Mississippi. We need them to lose. Windy City to lose, and us to win, and the magic number would drop down to 1. Just one. So right now we're at 3. Need an Otters win today. We can clinch as early as tomorrow, and hopefully we can get it done at home, clinching at home before we have to head down east and play 6 games there. But Lake Erie did grab one of the 3 games last time they were here, and it was on a Pavin Parks 3-run home run. Made it 11-9, and that's how the game ended. But the Otters still ended up taking that series as they managed to win 2 of 3. They lead the season series right now 6-3, and they are looking to take the season series. They just need 1 win out of the 3 this weekend. It is the last home series of the season. The Otters, though, have a very good home record at 33-15. It is one of the best home records in the league. And we saw when we were in Schaumburg, they had a very good home record there, and they were able to take 2 of 3. But the Otters here have a fantastic home field advantage. And if they can take the division from Washington, then that means they can host 2 playoff games in the first round here at Bossy Field. They'll at least get 1, though, with the wild card, and they have a very big wild card lead still on Florence. 5 games. 3 games back of the division is Evansville, 8 games back for Florence, and it's looking good that the Otters are going to clinch a playoff spot. Hopefully it's this weekend. If not, you could do it in Down East. Why not? So, yeah, it's looking good for the guys, and they hit the ball very well against Lake Erie. A lot of the guys in the lineup today are hitting 300, maybe even over 400 against Lake Erie pitching this season. Meanwhile, Lake Erie's offense is dead last in multiple offensive categories. So it's looking like a perfect storm for the Otters to at least win the series, if not sweep Lake Erie. And if they can do that, they don't even need to care about what happens in Mississippi. If they win 3 games, all 3 games this weekend, they'll clinch on Sunday. But it'd be nice to get some help from Mississippi, but Lake Erie, or sorry, Windy City had a insane game last night. They scored 14 runs in the 7th inning. They were down 7-1. That 7th inning took about an hour before Windy City ended up taking a 15-9 lead, and they ended up winning it by that same score. It was a crazy game. Windy City is looking like a team that might just sneak their way into a playoff spot, but they are only one game back of Schaumburg. Schaumburg is home against Gateway today, and Windy City playing Mississippi. So we'll see what happens in that series. For Florence, they're playing Washington right now. They're currently losing 1-0. Last I checked, it was like the bottom of the 1st inning, but they have Kobe Foster pitching for Washington, and it's hard to hit the ball off of Kobe Foster. So we'll see what happens in that game. But the more Florence losses, the better of a chance the Otters have of getting the #1 wild card. The more Washington loses, the better chance we have to take the division. So either way, in that series, whoever loses gives the Otters a little boost. But we are about to head to the anthem, so we'll take you down to the field for the national anthem before first pitch comes in game 1 of 3 here from Bosse Field.
At this time, would you please rise and remove your caps as we honor America's freedom, those who now protect it, pay tribute to those who made the ultimate sacrifice, with the singing of our national anthem, this evening being performed by the Evansville Children's Choir. Ladies and gentlemen, the Evansville Children's Choir with our national anthem. Tonight's game ball is delivered to you by Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
And to say those 2 words that you can't start any baseball game without, I got my new best friends, Bo and Brantley. Hey guys, what do you say?
Three more games in the regular season here at Bosse Field. I can't believe we're on game 94 already. It feels like we were just celebrating that no-hitter back on May 7th. But we'll take a look at the lineups first for the visiting Lake Erie Crushers. It is Joe Redfield leading it off with Jaron Williams behind him batting second. Paven Parks hits third at third base. Braden Jobert is in the cleanup spot at first base. Luis Acevedo at second, batting fifth, with Jared Watkins hitting sixth. Garrett Pike, Nick Chavez, and Nathan Archer, the last three in the lineup for Lake Erie. On the other side, for Evansville, it's John Ponder, Amani Jones, Logan Brown, the top three. LG Castillo is the cleanup hitter, with Marcos Gonzalez getting the day off today. Blake Robertson hits fifth. He's at first base. Sam Linscott's back. He's in right field, with Mark Black doing the catching, hitting seventh. Blake Barthol at third, and TJ Salvaggio, the nine-hitter, at his usual shortstop position. Ryan Wiltsey gets the start today for the Otters. He has a 3.74 ERA in 86 2/3 innings. 74 hits given up, 36 earned runs. This is going to be the third time that Wiltsey pitches against the Crushers. His last outing, though, was against Florence. He pitched 5 innings, gave up 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, and earned his 7th victory of the season against the Yalls. As one of those games in the 3-game sweep last weekend here at Bosse Field. Ready to go here in Game 1. Wiltsey looking for another good performance. He has been fantastic since the All-Star break. Hoping to lower that ERA down from a 3.74. Can also take the team lead in innings pitched with a good start here. Drops the bunt down, first pitch, and the throw to first low, but caught by Robertson for out number 1. A very interesting start to the game. The 1-3, though, gets an easy first out for Wiltsey on 1 pitch. That'll bring up Jaron Williams, one of 2 lefties, or sorry, 2 true righties in the lineup. It is a lot of lefties. A lot of lefties. First pitch will miss for ball 1. Our umpires for today, Will Naleski is behind the plate, Akira Gawk at first, and the crew chief, Miguel Rivera Cruz, at third. That's a liner. That's going to get into left center field for a base hit. Williams is heading for second base. Throw from Ponder is not in time, and Jaron Williams has the first hit of the day for Lake Erie. It's a double. That puts him at second base with 1 out for Paven Parks. Well, Jaron Williams now at a 11-game hitting streak. He has been a fantastic pickup for Lake Erie. He's now in his 13th game, and he has a hit in 12 of them. A lot of lefties in the lineup. Redfield, Parks, Jobert, Watkins, Pike, and Archer. Chavez, the switch hitter. First pitch to Parks is high and away for ball 1. Lake Erie looking to strike first here in the top of the first inning. Paven Parks hit a home run on Wednesday that broke a Crushers record for the most home runs in a single season as the curveball hits the zone for strike 1. First Lake Erie Crusher with 20 homers in a season. Has 5 of his 20 home runs against Evansville. 1-1. Swing and a miss, and it's strike 2. Parks also, though, has 112 strikeouts this season. His 112 Ks are second only to Emmanuel Tapia, who has 144 for Trois Rivières. 2-2 from Wiltsey. And the dirt drops. Throw to third is not in time as Williams takes advantage of the drop in front of Mark Black. He takes third base. He's 90 feet away from the first run coming in for Lake Erie. That one barely dropped in front of Mark Black, but a great read from Williams allows him to take third base. Two now to Parks. A little low for ball 3. Walk would put runners at the corners with 1 out for Braden Jobert. Parks yesterday went 2 for 4, drove in a run. It's the 3rd straight game in which he has an RBI. Total up to 77, leads the Crushers in a lot of offensive categories this season. Runs, homers, RBIs, walks, and strikeouts. Payoff is just outside for ball 4, and Parks will take the walk. First walk issued by Wiltsey. Runners at the corners with 1 out now for Braden Jobert. Jobert, a deadline day pickup from Lake Erie. Got traded here from the Tri-City Valley Cats for Adam Brower. Could get a double play ball here. First pitch is outside for ball 1. El Jobert from the same place as TJ Salvaggio, Slidell, Louisiana. Hitting at a 296 between the two squads as that one's fouled away, and it's 1-1.
That overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best and never regret it.
3 for 5 with a double and a run driven in yesterday against Florence. It was his 6th 3-hit game of the season. 1-1 pitch. Fouled away again.
That overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best and never regret it.
So Williams doubled. Parks walked. Williams took third on a drop pitch from Mark Black, and he's 90 feet away from the first run scoring. And we got a good big out number 2 here from Wiltsey as he kicks and deals. That just misses low. Parks is 14 of 17 on stolen bases. Grounder over to second base. No play at second. Monty Jones will throw to first for out number 2, but a run does come in. Lake Erie takes an early 1-0 lead as advancing to second base is Pavin Parks. Broken Bat brought to you by Knee House Lumber. Get your lumber at Knee House Lumber, please. So an early lead for the Crushers, but now the Otters, a lot of their comebacks have come here at home. Grounder over to third. Barthol to first, and that's out number 3. So a run comes in for Lake Erie as they take an early lead, 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the first on the Otters Digital Network.
Otters fans, we have a pizza man at EVSC's historic Bossy Field tonight. Evan has himself a Teroni's pizza that's not his. Make some noise if you want it to be yours. Is that Serenity? Well, congrats, girl, and enjoy it from our friends at Teroni's.
One nothing Lake Erie here in the bottom of the first inning. The Otters looking to tie the game up, possibly take the lead in the bottom of the first inning. Edwin Sanchez is the starting pitcher for Lake Erie. He has a 5.47 ERA in 72 1/3 innings. He's given up 62 hits, 44 earned runs, and he has walked a lot. 50 compared to 60 strikeouts. Walks have been the issue for him so far this season. The Otters hit the ball very well against Sanchez the last time he pitched here at Bossy Field. See if they can do it again here in the Evil alternates that are getting auctioned off tonight. First pitch to Ponder is called a strike. Ponder leading off again. He's hitting .412 against Lake Erie this season. 14 for 34. Against Sanchez, he's 1 for 6, though, with a walk and a strikeout. Fouled away, and it's 1-2.
That overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads instruction, choose the best and never regret it.
Ponder hitting at a 327 in his 76th game. He's nearing 100 hits. He's at 96. That just misses inside, and it's 2-2. 1 for 5 with a run driven in and 2 strikeouts yesterday against Schaumburg. Hit a double in each of the first 2 games of that series as well. He drove in half of the runs the Otters scored. The Otters only scored 4 runs, but he drove in 2 of them. And they managed to win Game 3 of the series 3-0. Pitch clock violation, and Ponder is out on strikes. So Ponder strikes out on the pitch clock violation, and that's going to be out number 1. That'll bring up Amani Jones.
Number 12, Amani Jones.
I'm not sure if we've seen a pitch clock violation strikeout yet this season. First pitch to Amani Jones will miss for ball 1. Amani Jones 1 for 4, drove in a run, struck out yesterday, hitting at a 280 now in his 86th game of the season. Fouls one off himself, and it's 1-1. So Sanchez has pitched against Evansville twice this season. His first start, it was actually pretty good. He had a no-hitter into the 5th inning. Went 6 innings, gave up 1 hit, 1 earned run, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts, earned one of his 7 victories. He has a 7-6 record this season. Fly ball into right center field, and making the catch there is Archer for out number 2. The second start for Sanchez was back on the 16th, and it was a complete opposite start from the first one. He threw 5 innings, gave up 8 hits, 8 runs, 7 earned, 5 walks, 4 strikeouts, and was the only game in which he gave up multiple homers. The 8 hits, 8 runs, and 7 earned were all season highs for him. First lefty up in the order, Logan Brown takes a ball low. Logan Brown, Blake Robertson, Blake Barthol, the 3 lefties in the lineup for the Otters. Right down the middle, and it's strike 1. Last outing for Sanchez, he went 4 innings, gave up 1 earned, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts against Schaumburg back on the 22nd. A little low, and it's 2-1. Logan Brown hitting at a 332. 1 for 3 with a walk in yesterday's game. 2-1 is grounded foul. Two. Ground ball up the middle. That's going to get into center field for a base hit. Oh, Logan Brown, that's his 100th hit this season. It's the second time in his pro career that he's gathered 100 hits.
Batting for the left fielder, number 6, LG Castillo.
100 for 299. He got 100 hits right before getting 300 at bats. LG Castillo had a very rough series against Schaumburg, 0 for 12 with 4 strikeouts. There's a liner into center field. That's down for a base hit. Logan Brown's heading to third base. And back-to-back singles have put runners at the corners with 2 outs for Blake Robertson. While LG had a rough series, took 1 pitch for him to get his first hit of this series here at home. Robertson. Blake Robertson drove in the first of 3 runs yesterday for Evansville. Opposite field base hit. Grounder foul on the first pitch. Logan Brown on third, Castillo on first. Otters looking to tie things up here in the first inning. That will miss. It'll get away from Chavez, but not far enough to advance the runner. One and one. Robertson has 40 RBIs now. He drove in a run yesterday. Runners in scoring position with 2 outs. He's hitting .267, 8 for 30, 10 walks, and 12 strikeouts. 1-1 misses away. 8 for 18. B-Rob is against the Crushers this season. Do 1 pitch. Fouled away. Foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. First inning was brought to you, still is brought to you by the Mesker Park Zoo and Botanical Gardens. Two here from Sanchez. Outside, low. Full count here. LG is going to get a head start over at first base. Walk loads the bases for Sam Linscott. Payoff pitch. That will miss just low. And a great take from Robertson will allow him to take the walk. That'll load the bases up for Linscott. Walks brought to you by Deerhead Sidewalk Cafe and Bar. That'll bring up Sam Linscott. Did not play in the Schaumburg series. He does have a hit in his last 5 games, stretching all the way back to the 19th against Washington. First pitch, that's a liner into the gap in left center field. That'll score at least 2. Robertson chugging around third. Here he comes. Bases clearing double for Sam Linscott. First pitch he sees, he drives in all 3 of them, and the Otters take a 3-1 lead.
Batting 7, the catcher, number 29, Mark Black.
7th double of the season for Linscott, as Logan Brown, LG Castillo, and Blake Robertson all come around to score. Now we'll have a mound visit. Lake Erie scores 1 in the first. The Otters come back with 3 in the bottom half. Already a good start offensively. That's already as many runs as they scored in the entirety of yesterday's game. It took them not even an inning to do so. Linscott's now driven in 5 runs in his last 2 games. He was definitely missed in the lineup back in Schaumburg. Those are the first runs he's driven in against Lake Erie as well. And it took him 1 pitch to do so. Mark Black with a runner on second and 2 outs. Sanchez's woes against Evansville continue here in the first inning. 1-0 pitch. High and away for ball 2. Mark Black, 1 for 13 with a couple runs driven in, 6 walks, 2 strikeouts against Lake Erie this season. Two-0 pitch from Sanchez. Will miss low and in for ball 3. Mark Black in his last 5 games is 0 for 12. Struggling a little bit offensively. As he will take ball 4, and the inning will continue.
Sidewalk, cafe and bar.
Otters looking for win number 58 today, which would break their single season record. With the win yesterday, they became the 4th team in Otters history to win 57 games. None of those other 3, 2021, 2019, and 2014, won 58. That's a liner right too short, and it's caught by Watkins for out number 3. Sam Linscott, one swing of the bat, and Otters lead it 3-1, heading to the 2nd inning on the Otters Digital Network.
Otters fans, we've got escaped animals on the loose from Esker Park Zoo and Botanic Gardens. Tonight's squirrel is Malachi, the zebra is Bradley, and the capybara is Landon. They gotta pick up all these little bitty animals on the ground, and whoever has the most wins 2 tickets to Esker Park Zoo. You guys ready? Set, go! No rip up prizes. Zebra's vicious. Oh, we got a tiger. Missed his leg. There's stuffing flying everywhere. All right, let's count them. Poor tiger.
Hey Evansville, you let the Evansville Otters wait until you meet the ones at Esker Park Zoo. Splashing, playing, and way cuter than your buddy in Section G. Yeah, come see us 365 days a year from 9 till 4 p.m. at Esker Park Zoo.
The zebra is our winner.
Don't forget, if you're seated near the Racing Bell sign on the first base side, stop by the Racing Bell bar, say hello to Mr. Mike, who's serving up fresh hot dogs, ice cold beer, and soft drinks at the Racing Bell bar, first base side.
Top of the 2nd inning, Ryan Wiltsey pitching with a lead for the first time. Gave up the run in the 1st inning, but the offense got his back yet again, as it's 3-1 Evansville here at the top of the 2nd inning. It's Watkins, Pike, and Chavez, the top 3 leading off, starting with Jared Watkins. There's a couple of elimination scenarios in the Frontier League today. Florence can be eliminated from division contention if they lost today. Sussex County can be eliminated from wild card contention if they lose the doubleheader, both games against New Jersey, and New York wins their game against the Brockton Rocks, which they're already winning 6-0, so that's looking a little likely. Curveball will miss a little high. 2-1 here to Watkins. Watkins 254 average, game number 89 for him. Off the end of the bat, a slow roller over to third. Barthol hesitates, but the throw to first still in time for out number 1.
Batting 7th in left field, 20, Garrett Pike.
I gotta watch out for those slow rollers. That was only 57 off the bat, and sometimes they can beat it out. This is a fast team in Lake Erie. Garrett Pike up for the first time. He's hitting 8 for 30 against Evansville. He has a home run, 4 RBIs. Looping curve hits the zone right down the middle, and it's strike 1. So the Otters had 3 runs on 3 hits in the bottom of the 1st inning. Check swing over to third, and no-go, says Miguel Rivera Cruz. The 1-1. Fastball misses high. Pike 2 for 5 with a double and a strikeout yesterday against Florence. 2-1. Swing and a miss, high cheese there, and it's 2-2. In the series against Florence, Pike went 4 for 12, had a walk and 3 strikeouts. 2-2. Inside, another check swing over, and it is a no-go. That one looked like it was going to hit him for a second, but doesn't end up doing so. He almost swung at it. Pike has 1 pitching appearance this season, and it was against the Otters back on June 16th. He pitched 2 innings. That's high, and it is ball 4. So Pike will take the walk. He's on first base now with 1 out for Nick Chavez. Chavez, the switch hitter, batting from the left side. 0 for 2 against Ryan Wiltsey this season. Pike on first, 4 for 10 on stolen bases. So he gets caught more times than he doesn't. There's a fly ball into left field, running after it. Barthol. Barthol is not able to make the catch, just barely. Gets off the glove, but does land in foul territory for the first strike. It was a good route here from Barthol, but I think he kind of loses it right there when he hits the dirt, and it goes off the glove. Well, Wiltsey so far this season has been pitching pretty well against Lake Erie. Back on June 9th, he threw 5 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, and earned the win. There's a fly ball into right field. Making the catch out there is Lynn Scott. Throw back to first, just barely in there safely is Pike.
In center field, 29, Nathan Archer.
So the liner to right field, out number 2. Pike just barely gets back safely, and that'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Nathan Archer. Back on the 14th, Wiltsey threw 6 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 4 strikeouts. Got the win there. So is 2-0 record-wise against Lake Erie. Nathan Archer in his 9th game of the season. He spent some time on the IL. Got put on the IL after suffering an injury here at Bosse Field. There's a fly ball into right field yet again. Lynn Scott on the move, and he'll make the catch for out number 3. Nice scoreless second inning for Ryan Wiltsey. Still Evansville up 3-1 on the Otters Digital Network.
It's time to see who gets to upgrade to the Ashley Furniture Home Store Best Seats in the House. You can sign up, or you were able to sign up with the Otterston Team Store pregame. And so we get to see who our lucky winner of the Ashley Furniture Home Store Best Seats in the House is. And we say congratulations to Andy Hunt. Andy Hunt, congratulations. You're tonight's winner of the Ashley Furniture Home Store Best Seats in the House. Come on down and enjoy the view for the rest of the game with your feet kicked up. Andy Hunt is our lucky winner. Fans playoff tickets for a potential home playoff game on Wednesday, September 9th at 6:35 are on sale right now. Tickets are just $5 for that potential wild card playoff game on September 9th.
Second inning is brought to you by J.E. Shekel Armor Protection. Founded in 1978, J.E. Shekel is the Tri-State's premier residential commercial industrial service and construction company. Otters have a 3-1 lead in the bottom of the second inning. It is 9-1-2 leading off. Salvaggio, Ponder, and Jones. The bases clearing double from Sam Linscott put all 3 runs on the board for the Otters, as Linscott in his return to the lineup after missing the Schaumburg series, making an instant impact on the first pitch he saw. TJ Salvaggio leading it off. He went 1 for 8 in the Schaumburg series, 0 for 3 with a walk yesterday. He's on a nice hitting streak before that series. We'll see if he can start another one here in this one against the Crushers. The first pitch is called a strike. Another one called a strike, and it's 0-2. Salvaggio 1 for 4 with a homer and a walk against Sanchez. One of his 15 homers. It is his only hit against Sanchez. 0-2. Fly ball into right field, running after it, Jaron Williams. And he'll make the catch heading into Sammy's corner for out number 1. Back to the top, John Ponder. Well, John Ponder struck out on a pitch clock violation his first at-bat. Edwin Sanchez, the only Frontier League All-Star selection for Lake Erie, as the first pitch misses high for ball 1. Threw a scoreless inning with a walk in the All-Star game. "1-0 is going to miss. For Sanchez, he has a fastball, both 4-seam and 2-seam, along with a changeup slider, and curveball. This is why he's been able to be effective without throwing the ball with too much velocity. He just has so many pitches that he can work with. 2-1, inside, and it's ball 3. Sanchez, 22-year-old from Guayama in Puerto Rico, only standing at 5'7". Grounder into left field for a base hit. John Ponder has his first hit of the day. Professional hit number 97. He's looking to get his 100th pro hit in this series. That'll bring up Amani Jones. Got his 100th pro hit in the last home series against Florence with that solo home run against John Gerard. John Gerard pitching today against Kobe Foster as Washington is up 3-0 on Florence. Florence loses and Windy City wins. That is going to make things a lot more interesting. Throw back to first is not in time. Schaumburg is tied 0-0 against Gateway. Schaumburg, at this rate, with Windy City up 3-0 in the second inning, they need to win or else they're going to be tied for the division lead. And we're going to have to rely on tiebreakers. First pitch to Jones is called a strike. Fly out to center field for Amani in his first at-bat. Now 2 for 7 against Sanchez this season. He has a homer, has a walk, has a strikeout as well. 0-1 is outside. Sanchez signed all the way back on May 27th. This is a Lake Erie squad that does not have that many guys left from opening day. Only 2 pitchers. Runner goes, called a strike though to second base, is in plenty of time to get Ponder as he gets caught stealing at second on a good throw from Nick Chavez. So that is the 15th time Ponder's been caught stealing, now 31 for 46. And it'll empty the bases now with 2 down for Jones. There's a drive into left field. Pike on the move. He's not going to get there. That'll land in fair territory. Long turnaround first. As Amani Jones is going to get to second base, it gets past everybody. Joe Bear racing for the ball as it heads all the way to the fence.
To the left field corner, sponsored by Tri-State Neurosurgical Associates.
So Amani Jones, that will most likely be called a single and an error on the throw. But either way, Jones gets his first hit of the day, and he is on second base now with 2 outs for Logan Brown. First pitch to Logan Brown is low and away. So only 2 pitchers left from the opening day roster for Lake Erie. Freynell Nova, Brandon Sittinger. 8 players in total remain from opening day out of the 25 they have on the roster right now. 1-0 fouled back to the netting. Went to take a look at their opening day roster, their opening day lineup when they played back on May 8th. They had Sebastian Alexander, he's gone. Alfredo Gonzalez, Sam Franco, Samuel Benjamin, Davey Morgan, Derek Vegas, Jacob Tobias. They all played on opening day. They're all gone now. For pitchers, Christian Scafidi got traded and Randy Berguet was released. They pitched on opening day and now they're gone too. So a lot of turnaround in terms of the roster for Lake Erie. Jones on second, 2 outs. The 1-2 from Sanchez to Brown. High breaking ball, called a ball, and it's 2-2. Otters having a great August at home this season, 11-2. There is a base hit into center field. Jones rounding third. He'll come in to score. And Logan Brown has his second hit of the day. Makes it 4-1 Evansville. Every run driven in for the Otters has come with 2 outs. So that'll bring up LG Castillo, runner on first with 2 outs. Logan Brown driving in run number 56 this season. LG got a base hit in the first inning, ended up coming around to score. First pitch will miss low. So 4 runs given up for Sanchez now in 1 2/3 innings. And even with the error, that run will still be earned to Sanchez as he gave up the single. Fly ball into center field. Nathan Archer moving to his left. He'll make the catch, and that's out number 3. Logan Brown brings in another run for Evansville. His RBI single bringing in Amani Jones from second. We'll head to the third. 4-1 Otters on the Otters Digital Network.
We've got today's racers are Tobias. He's in the blue Otters gear going against Corbin in all black. They'll be spinning around the bat 10 times and run as fast as they can. Give out a high 5, low 5, or 5 anywhere. Whoever does so first is your winner. You guys ready? Ready? Okay, go. That's a big fly. Oh, he snuck it out. Tobias is our winner. DBAT is Evansville's premier locally owned indoor baseball and softball training facility. Experience top-notch batting cages, automated pitching machines for baseball, fast pitch and slow pitch softball, personalized lessons, exciting camps and clinics, unforgettable birthday parties, and a pro shop filled with everything you need. Powered by Rawlings. DBAT is located on O'Hara Drive near the airport. Visit them 7 days a week for all your baseball and softball needs.
Fans, a reminder that the Evansville alternate jerseys that are being worn by the Otters this evening are currently up for auction online through Dash. The auction closes at 8:30, so you have an hour and 15 minutes to get a bid in before time runs out. For more information on how to bid, see one of our staff members or visit the Evansville Otters Facebook page. And don't forget to stick around after tonight's game for our fireworks show right here and EVSC's historic Rossi Field.
Top of the third inning here in Evansville. Otters have a 4-1 lead as Ryan Wiltsey faces the top of the order for the second time, Redfield, Williams, and Parks. Redfield bunted to lead off the game, ended up grounding it back to Wiltsey. He's 0 for 1. So far this season, the numbers go down for Wiltsey when he faces the order the second time around. Has 21 walks first time through, only 6 second time. Has less strikeouts, but is still able to locate better. On base goes from 346 to 273. Overall OPS goes down 90.9 points. 1-1 to Redfield. Popped up into foul ground. Barthol running after it, and he'll make the catch for out number 1. Almost overran it, Barthol did, but he ends up fixing himself and making the catch.
Jaron Williams.
Loses the hat as well. Jaron Williams hit a double, came around to score the only run of the day for Lake Erie in his first at-bat. He's having a fantastic start to the season, hitting .391 coming into today's game. First pitch from Wiltsey. Fouled over to the right side. After it is Linscott. Oh, that's in fair ground. Didn't look like from the reaction of Williams that was going to go fair. It was a little delayed, but it did end up landing in fair territory. Out number 2. Quick first 2 outs for Wiltsey in the top of the third. Pavin Parks. He walked in his first at-bat. Called a strike. Well, Lake Erie, they are 38-54. This entire season, they've only won 6 series. Only one since the All-Star break. That was a week ago against Schaumburg. There's a fly ball into a shallow left field, and it will be Salvaggio to make the catch for out number 3. How about a 7-pitch inning for Ryan Wiltsey? Gets 3 flyouts, and a 1-2-3 third heads us to the bottom half of the third inning. 4-1 Evansville on the Otters Digital Network.
This is the Precision Pest and Wildlife third inning. Every great team brings precision to the field. We bring it to your home and business. Call 12993-3341 or visit precisionpestwildlife.com. Let's elevate the standard together. Big thank you to tonight's nonprofit partner.
Third innings brought to you by Precision Pest and Wildlife. Every great team brings precision to the field. We bring it to your home and business. Call 812-993-3341 or visit precisionpestwildlife.com. Let's elevate the standard together. Nice and easy 1-2-3 inning for Wiltsey in the top half of the third. Now Blake Robertson leads off the bottom half.
Number 31, Blake Robertson.
Robertson walked and came around to score the third of 3 runs in the bases clearing double by the man on deck, Sam Linscott. Mentioned before we ended that last half inning, Lake Erie has only won 3 series this season. They've only swept once. They've only swept a team one time. That was back on May 19th to the May 21st against Joliet. 2-0 quickly here to B-Rob. They've been swept twice, once against the Thunderbolts, once against the Sussex County Miners. Grounder, that's going to get past Acevedo into right center field for a base hit. Oh, Blake Robertson on with a single to lead off the the bottom of the third inning. Already 7 hits today for Evansville. Linscott has the only extra base hit of the day, as well as 3 RBIs already. Has a man on first here with nobody out. His bases clearing double drove in the first 3 runs for the Otters in the first inning. First pitch is called a strike on the inside edge. Otters 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors. Lake Erie 1-1-1. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error. That was the first hit for Linscott as well against Sanchez this season. Now 1 for 6. One pitch. Outside. Lake Erie 9-13 in August this month. They're 18-27 on the road. 15-18 against the Central, considering the fact that the rest of the Central is pretty good. It's not too bad of a record, honestly. That one will get away from Chavez, and taking second base is Robertson. So that's ball 3. Walk would put 2 on with nobody out for Mark Black. Well, Linscott got a chance to drive in another run here. (3-1). That is crushed. Sam Linscott, 5 ribbies, and that is a 2-run shot. No doubter. 7th homer of the year for Linscott. He's driven in 5 of 6 today. The Otters lead it 6-1 in the third inning. It is the third inning. Have a day, Sam Linscott. Five RBIs. Already breaks his season high of 4. He had that back on June 30th, the Grand Slam against Washington. Took him 2 at-bats, and he's driven in 5 runs already. Otters have a 6-1 lead. Mark Black fouls one back. There's a blooper into center field. Making the sliding grab there is the right fielder, Jaron Williams. As that is out number 1, that'll bring up Blake Barthol.
Third baseman, number 8, Blake Barthol.
Barthol lined out to Watkins at short to end the first inning. First pitch will miss, low and away for ball 1. So Linscott, new season high in RBIs with 5. That's the 4th time an Otter has driven in 5 or more runs this season. Marcos Gonzalez has 1, LG Castillo has 1, and TJ Salvaggio as well. For Linscott, though, homer number 7. Inside, and that will hit Barthol. So Barthol will take first, and TJ Salvaggio will look to extend the lead here. Already 6-1 as the Otters are teeing off against Edwin Sanchez yet again. Grounder over to third base. Parks will throw to second for one. On to first. It's a double play, 5-4-3. That will end the inning, but Sam Linscott is doing damage today. 2-run home run, and it is 6-1 Evansville heading to the fourth on the Otters Digital Network.
Otters fans, it's time for the Jersey Mike's build us over on the third base side. We got Warner. Over here is Callie. They're going to spin around the bat 10 times, build themselves a BLT on wheat, and then deliver it. We got Mary over there, and I can't see that far over there. And the first one to do so with all of your ingredients inside is the winner. You got it? Make sandwich, deliver sandwich. Super easy. You guys ready? Set, go. Spin fast, Callie. Oh, Warner's building. Oh, you dropped your bacon. There we go. Your winner on third base is Warner. Don't give up, Callie. The only way to top us off is with real red wine vinegar made from recreation, no food coloring, and the only beaters at Jersey Mike's. Because authentic ingredients make us up above. Jersey Mike's is located at 939 North Burkhart Road in Evansville.
Good fans, a reminder that the Evansville alternate jerseys being worn by the Otters this evening are currently up for auction online through Dash. The auction closes at 8:30 Central Evansville time. Get your bids in before time runs out. For more information on how to bid, see one of our staff members.
That's Sam Linscott home run, brought to you by McMahon Exterminating. Remember, who can help with all of your pest control needs, McMahon can. Braden Jobert leads off. It is Jobert, Acevedo, and Watkins against Wiltsey, who is now pitching with a 5-run lead after Sam Linscott. He's hitting the snot out of the ball today, let me tell you. Check swing over to first. It's a go, and it's 0-1. That will miss, and it's 1-1. Jobert grounded out to second base, but it drove in a run. It's the only run scored so far for Lake Erie, as they were up 1-0, now down by 5. 1-1 from Wiltsey. Fouled away, and it's 1-2. For Jobert, that's RBI number 67. And his third straight game with a run driven in. 5th in his last 6 games. He's hitting the ball pretty well with Lake Erie so far. The 1-2. Little high on the fastball. So the Otters now already with 6 runs on 8 hits, as they have been really doing some damage today on the offensive side. They scored 4 runs in the entire series against Schaumburg. They have 6 runs in the first 3 innings of Game 1 in this series. And it shows you kind of how good the Otters offense is at home this season, and as well against lefties. 3-2. Fouled away. And the Otters are only facing lefties this weekend. Heisenbarger tomorrow, and on Sunday, Kobe Reeves. Jobert, 25 years old. He's from Slidell. He was in the Cardinals organization for a while, so wasn't too far away from here. So that one's fouled away. We'll do it again at 3-2. A good battle here between Jobert and Wiltsey. Has a College World Series championship as well with LSU. Another foul ball, and we'll do it again. Pitch number 9 coming here to Jobert. Trying to up the pitch count of Wiltsey after his 7-pitch third inning. Another payoff coming. Grounder foul, and we'll do it again. Jobert went 7 for 15 in the series against Florence. Drove in 5 runs, walked twice, struck out. He homered in his Crushers debut. That was in his second at-bat of his Crushers tenure. Another one. A swing and a miss, and the bat goes flying, as that is out number 1. First strikeout for Wiltsey. Strikeout brought to you by German American Bank.
Second baseman, 8, Luis Acevedo.
First out recorded. It took a while, but first out still recorded. That'll bring up Luis Acevedo. First pitch, lower half of the zone, called a strike. Acevedo grounded to third base in his first at-bat. That one ended the first inning. 0-1. Fly ball into center field. Backing Ponder up a couple steps, moving to his left, and he'll make the catch. Out number 2. 7 straight recorded out for Wiltsey. Heading back to the walk of Pike. Still only giving up 1 run, 1 earned, 1 hit. But he has been his dominant self today, at least so far. First pitch curveball, misses a little high. He's had a fantastic last 2 months. In May, he had a 3.94, definitely respectable. He had a little bit of a rough for June, 6.75 ERA, but was lights out in July. ERA in 20 2/3 innings of a .44. You could not score against the dude in July, and it's been more of the same in August. A 2.86 ERA so far, and so far it's been 3 2/3 innings of 1-run ball. There's a fly ball into right field. Going back is Lynn Scott, and that one is going to get off the wall. Heading into second base is Jared Watkins, and the second hit of the day for Lake Erie is a double with 2 outs. Double number 15 for Watkins as he's into second base with 2 outs for Garrett Pike. Both hits for Lake Erie have been doubles. Jaron Williams with the first one. A chance to get out of things here, keep it at a 6-1 game. The main catalyst of that 6.75 ERA in June was the walks. He issued a lot more walks than in his other 3 months of work. 14 of them in June. The 1-0. Breaking ball is called a strike, and it's 1-1. Pike walked in his first at-bat. Didn't face Wiltsey either time he pitched against Lake Erie. He was on the IL both times. Popped up into foul ground. Mark Black giving it a look. Might have room. Ooh, it hits somebody in the Crushers dugout. One of the coaches. Right on the back. Hopefully seems like he's okay. Hit him right square on the back. That is Mark Mason, the bench coach for Lake Erie. Mark Mason in his second season with Lake Erie. Picked up pitching coach duties in 2025 before Sittinger became the pitching coach this season. He's been coaching for a long time, 1987 his first year. 1-2, swing and a miss for strike 3, and that'll do it for the top of the 4th inning. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Wiltsey, as we will head to the bottom half of the 4th. Otters up 6-1 on the Otters Digital Network.
It's time to show us your best smiles for the HRI Dental Smile Cam. Over 300,000 members trust HRI Dental, based right here in the Hoosier state of Indiana. HRI Dental has been ensuring smiles for more than 37 years. Keep smiling with HRI Dental. Also, a round of applause for our volunteers as they help brush off the bases. Look at those pearly white shine. Fans, as a part of our Fan Appreciation Night, we are offering free tickets to Sunday's regular season home finale. How do you claim the free tickets? Visit Erie in the Otterston Team Store and scan the QR code to claim up to 4 free tickets to Sunday's game that starts at 12:35. This is the Sheet Metal Workers Local 24th inning. For 138 years, Sheet Metal Workers have led the way in sheet metal industries.
Fourth innings brought to you by Sheet Metal Workers Local 20. For 138 years, Sheet Metal Workers have led the way in sheet metal industries like heating and air, architectural, industrial, and more. Visit smart20evansville.com for more information. Edwin Sanchez facing the top of the order for the third time, as it'll be Ponder, Jones, and Brown. The Otters have picked up 3 runs in the first, 1 in the second, and 2 in the third, and have taken a 6-1 advantage heading into the bottom of the fourth inning as Ryan Wiltsey struck out 2 in the top half to get out of a little bit of a mini jam with Watkins at second base. Edward Jones leadoff batter, John Ponder. First pitch fouled back. Ponder grounded one into left field for a base hit, his first hit of the day. One here from Sanchez. That one will miss. Sanchez was with Bethune-Cookman in 2025 and this season in 2026. 3.17 ERA, 76 2/3 with Bethune-Cookman this year. Was the SWAC Pitcher of the Year, all SWAC first team as well. Is the first SWAC Pitcher of the Year for Bethune-Cookman since they joined the conference. Also had the most wins by a starter in program history with 11. Opposite field fly ball, that'll get out of play foul, and it is 2-2. He also won the SWAC Pitcher of the Week 3 times. He dominated for Bethune-Cookman. Yohan Gonzalez also went to Bethune-Cookman. Not at the same time, though, as Sanchez. He went his last season there in 2023. Now, Gonzalez is going to be pitching tomorrow. Fouled back. Still remains at 3-2. Oh, another long at bat here against Sanchez, whose pitch count is rising quite steadily. This is pitch number 64. That is called strike 3, and Ponder goes down looking for out number 1. 2 strikeouts for Sanchez, and both of them have been to Ponder. That's the first out in the bottom of the fourth inning. Now for Ponder, that's the 12th game with multiple strikeouts for him this season. Monty Jones is up, has a single already, now has a hit in 13 of his last 16 games. Popped up into shallow right field. Acevedo will give way to Williams, and Williams will make the catch for out number 2. It's been a little bit of smooth sailing here for Sanchez against the top of the order. Logan Brown 2 for 2, has 2 singles, has scored once, and has driven in a run as well. The only man not named Sam Linscott to drive in a run for Evansville. First pitch is inside for ball 1. 3 2/3, 8 hits, 6 earned runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts for Sanchez, as that misses high. It's only walked 2. Season high in walks is 7. That was back on July 30th against New Jersey. Nothing doing so far for Logan Brown. It's 3-0. 3-0 pitch is called a strike. This is the 6th game for Sanchez in which he's given up 4 or more earned runs. 3-1 is high and in for ball 4, and Logan Brown will take the walk.
That's into your head. Sidewalk.
Walk brought to you by Deerhead Sidewalk Cafe and Bar, as Logan Brown will head to first base. Third walk issued from Sanchez.
The left fielder, number 6, LG Castillo.
LG Castillo has a single and a fly out to center. Well, Sanchez, that homer, his 7th given up from Linscott. He's only had 1 game in which he's given up multiple home runs, and that was here 2 weeks ago on the 16th against the Otters. Maybe it'll happen again. Maybe LG will smack one onto Heidelbach Avenue. Hasn't gotten a pitch to hit quite yet, as that'll miss for ball 2. Duo pitch. That is drilled into center field for a base hit. A couple of hard hit balls for Castillo to get 2 hits, as Logan Brown will head first to third. That was 108 off the bat of LG, and he has a multi-hit game.
First baseman, number 31, Blake Robertson.
Otters on the verge of bringing in another run here. They've scored in every offensive frame so far. Robertson's reached twice, has a walk and a single. First pitch is called a strike, and it's 0-1. For Castillo, multi-hit game number 26. Logan Brown, though, the first to 30 multi-hit games after his 2 hits in his first 2 at-bats earlier. A little high. The 3 through 6 hitters have combined to go 7 for 8 with 3 walks. There's a base hit into right field. The hit parade continues as Logan Brown comes in from third. It is 7-1 Otts.
Right fielder, number 5, Sam Linscott.
8 for 9 now for the 3 through 6 hitters, as Blake Robertson picks up multi-hit game number 16. Chance for Linscott to drive in more runs. He already has a season high. He's driven in 5 of them today. See if they even try to pitch to him. That will hit the zone. Castillo on second, Robertson on first with 2 outs. The 0-1 from Sanchez. Blooper into right field, running after it is Williams, and he'll make the catch for out number 3. Another run comes in for Evansville, this time off the bat of Blake Robertson. 7-1, heading to the 5th inning on the Otters Digital Network.
Boys and girls, please welcome to the field your Southwest Graphics Evansville Otters.
jerseys being worn by the Otters this evening are currently up for auction online through Dash. You're 45 minutes before the auction closes at 8:30. So get your bids in before time runs out. For more information on how to bid, see one of our staff members or visit the Evansville Otters Facebook page. Skip the line or make them the company of your own home with Cell Service Options and Heritage proud partner of Evansville Otters baseball.
Top of the 5th inning. The lead keeps on growing here in Evansville as Ryan Wiltsey's back out there. Another run coming in. It will be Nick Chavez, Nathan Archer, and Joe Redfield, 8-9-1 to lead off in the top of the 5th inning. Otters brought in another run on the RBI single from Blake Robertson. 7-1 is the score. They're calling it Germany versus Brazil in the World Cup. First pitch called a strike, and it's 0-1. So far, Chavez has a liner to right field. 1-1. Otters have 10 hits already, 7 runs. 1-1 pitch is a little high. I already have multi-hit games from Lynn Scott, Robertson, Castillo, and Logan Brown. Mentioned 3 through 6 hitters are now 8 for 10. The third time through. Grounder over to second base. And Amani Jones tosses to Robertson for out number 1. Well, it's good that the Otters are hopefully going to win this one, because then we don't have to have the chat of, oh, if it was more than 96 games, then they wouldn't have had. If it was only 96 games, then they wouldn't have the win record. Well, on game 94, and they're about to get win 58 if this score holds. It is only the 5th inning, but the Otters are looking fantastic today. First pitch misses high for Archer. The 1-0. Another one high. Check swing over is a no-go. Archer 3 for 9 against Evansville. He flew out to right field in his first at-bat. He has a hit now in 6 of 8 games. But also 4 of 8 games, he has multiple strikeouts, as that one is called a strike, and it's 2-1. Two one from Wiltsey. Outside. And it's ball 3. 2 walks so far for Wiltsey. 1 in the first inning, 1 in the second. The top of the order and Joe Redfield on deck. The 3-1. Fly ball into foul ground. Mark Black, Blake Barthol giving it a look, but it'll fall foul. Foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it.
Choose the best and never regret it.
Nathan Archer was on the IL for a little bit. Got taken off for the series against Florence, which is why he has yet to play too many games. He did sign back on August 7th after spending time in the White Sox organization. Payoff from Wiltsey. There's a high fly ball into shallow center field. Salvaggio calling everybody off as he'll make the catch, and that's out number 2. First 2 retired here in the top of the 5th inning. That'll bring up Joe Redfield. Redfield went 4 for 18 in the series against Florence. First pitch misses inside for ball 1. Now for Lake Erie, this is the second leg of a 9-game road trip in which they go to Florence, Evansville, and Windy City before they end their season at home against Joliet. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. Now, that series against Joliet is not really going to have too many stakes because both teams are already eliminated. There's been a lot of teams eliminated already. We're really nearing the end of the regular season. There's a fly ball into deep left center field. Ponder is ranging to his right. He'll make the catch. And another 1-2-3 inning for Ryan Wiltsey. He's gone through 5 innings, only given up 1 run on 2 hits. We're halfway home here at Bosse Field. Evansville with a 7-1 lead on the Otters Digital Network.
So, Otters fans, we were ditched in the mouth of the stadium. Let's have some t-shirts. Who has a t-shirt? I don't know what's on them. It could be who knows what. Only adults over here, all right? There you go. I'm trying to be lazy. If Tammy says she's got to have a t-shirt, you're blue or blue? Blue. There we go. Perfect. And then we can go deep. Way up there. And we're going for the bar. I'm busy here. Did not make it. I am old. And I don't know if there's any left, but somebody open this t-shirt. Show me what's on it. Oh. Is that it? They all gone? Let's go for some more. Let's take Joel's shirt. Tony's hurt.
Fifth inning is brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Bottomless apps? Yes. Dine-in only. Visit either Evansville locations, 5405 Pearl Drive or 715 North Green River Road for details. Another great inning of pitching for Ryan Wiltsey as the Otters lead it 7-1. Here in the bottom half of the 5th inning, they've scored in each of the 4 offensive frames today as they are trying to make things a blowout here in Game 1 of the series. Mark Black, Blake Barthol, TJ Salvaggio, the top 3 leading off, but the bottom 3 in the lineup here against Sanchez as he tries to go 5 innings. First pitch is called a strike. Sanchez pitched 5 innings at least in both of his starts against Evansville, including the one in which he gave up 8 runs, 7 earned. Is only at 81 pitches. There's nobody warming in the bullpen for Lake Erie. I got a few guys out of the bullpen: Coley Sittinger, Ben Petchke, Paven Parks if they just need an arm. Alexander Castro, Drew Burr, and Chase Hopewell, who they got from Florence. The 2-1. The good thing for Evansville is if this score holds, if they extend the lead, they won't have to use high leverage arms and save them for tomorrow. Possible clinch scenario if they win today. Still in play, even with Lake Erie leading Mississippi. Fouled away, it's a full count, 3-2. That game is still in the 4th inning. There was a delay with the umpiring crew, as what I've heard. Time called. Gateway Schaumburg tied up at 2. In the 5th inning, Washington is beating Florence 3-0. Kobe Foster is doing Kobe Foster things. 3-2 will miss high and away, and that is ball 4. The second walk for Mark Black today. 4th issued for Sanchez. The walk issued, brought to you by Deerhead Sidewalk Cafe and Bar. That'll bring up Blake Barthol.
Third baseman, number 8, Blake Barthol.
Barthol has a liner to short and a hit by pitch. The moon is orange. Are we able to get a camera on the moon right now? It's like right above right center field. Little inside for ball 2. That is crazy. The moon, it's orange. That's really cool. 2-0 from Sanchez. I'm busy looking at the moon. There's a baseball game going on. High for ball 3. Now Sanchez not able to locate here to start off the bottom of the 5th inning. 3-0 is going to miss. So back-to-back walks to lead off the bottom of the 5th inning. 1 to Black, 1 to Barthol. And we will have a mound visit. We'll take a look at the rest of the scores in the out-of-town scoreboard. We already talked about the Midwest Conference. Ottawa is down against Quebec 6-2. Joliet is beating Troyes 1-0 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Joliet they're just playing some weird matchups right now as they went to Quebec, now Troyes. You can kind of see the moon. Everybody watching on HTN, you can see the moon right behind that little pole in right center field. It's so weird looking, but it looks so cool. New York's beating Brockton 8-5 in the 6th inning. Down East is attempting a comeback against Tri-City. They're still down 8-2, though. New Jersey beat Sussex in the first matchup of the doubleheader. That's where we're at right now. That's where we're at. 2 on, nobody out, TJ Salvaggio. Oh for 2 for him so far. First pitch from Sanchez is called a strike. Fly out to right field in a 5-4-3 double play grounded into for Salvaggio today. 0-1. That one is going to get in front of Nick Chavez, not past him, though. No runners will advance. It's ball 1. So 5 walks issued now for Sanchez. That's the same amount of walks he gave up in his last start against Evansville. His season high in walks is 7, as the Otters are going to get somebody warm. That'll miss for ball 2. It's Ben Petchke warming in the bullpen, former Otter. Up here for Lake Erie yet again. 2-1. Fly ball into left field, left center, more center than left. And making the catch out there is Archer for out number 1. No advance from either runner.
The Edward Jones, leadoff batter of the game. Center fielder, number 3, John Ponder.
Now John Ponder up. He has 2 strikeouts, but a single as well. 1 for 3. First pitch from Sanchez will miss. Chavez so far has done a pretty good job at blocking. Good defensive catcher in Chavez, and he has a cannon of an arm. That's what Jared Lemieux said about him. And Chavez caught for Jared Lemieux in the California Winter League before signing with Lake Erie, as that one misses high and away for ball 2. Chavez was with the Alberta Grizzly, managed by Jared Lemieux. He hit 174 in 11 games, but it was that defensive catching that got him a professional contract. 3-0, nothing doing so far for Ponder. Walk would load the bases with 1 out for Amani Jones. Would be walk number 6 for Sanchez. And it will be. 4-pitch walk to Ponder. 3 walks in this inning for Sanchez, 6 overall, as that will load the bases with 1 out for Amani Jones.
The second baseman, number 12, Amani Jones.
Otters have 2 grand slams this season. And we're going to mention it every time the bases are loaded because it's a bit of a drought. It's a bit of a drought. First pitch from Sanchez is low for ball 1. Keeping him in there. Maybe through the Logan Brown AB as well, just to get the lefty-lefty out of the way, but Sanchez just can't hit the zone right now. 1-0 pitch. Grounder up the middle. Touching the bag is Watkins. He'll throw to first in time, and it's a double play. 6-3. That gets Sanchez out of the jam, and that's his first scoreless inning of the day. As the Otters had the bases loaded with 1 out, couldn't bring a run across, though still leads 7-1, as we'll head to the 6th inning on the Otters digital network.
It's time for the Hoosier Lottery's jackpot toss. Otter staff will release Hoosier Lottery beach balls into the crowd. When the music starts, pass the balls through the crowd. When the music stops, everyone 18 or older holding the ball will win a $30 Hoosier Lottery prize pack. Are you ready? Get set. Launch. Appreciate our fantastic grounds crew led by Dan. I guess Drew did not click the memo on what to wear tonight to match with the Crackers. We're still bouncing on the Hoosier Lottery jackpot toss. And stop. Congratulations from the Hoosier Lottery and the Evansville Otters. Otter staff will tell you how to claim your prize. Must be 18 or older to play and win. Please play responsibly. Make sure to stop by your local Hoosier Lottery retailer to pick up your Mega Millions ticket for tonight's drawing. Mega Millions estimated at $145 million. Must be 18 or older to play. Please play responsibly. It's time for the United Fidelity Bank 6th inning. United Fidelity Bank, the experience you need and service you deserve since 1914.
Top of the 6th inning here in Evansville. 7-1, the Otters lead it. Had a chance to extend the lead, but the double play ended things in the bottom of the 5th inning, though. Still a very solid lead for Ryan Wiltsey, who's out there for the 6th inning, looking for another quality start. It's really him and Colby Morse fighting for who can get the most quality starts on the team. Morse got his 6th yesterday. And Wiltsey, if he gets through this unscathed, he'll have his 6th.
Right fielder 9, Sharon Williams.
Williams, Parks, and Joe Bear, the top 3, 2, 3, 4 in the order. Only 1 run on 2 hits and 1 error for Lake Erie. Otters have 7 runs on 10 hits. First pitch is ripped into left field for a base hit. 106 off the bat, and Williams has a multi-hit game. He has 2 of the 3 hits for Lake Erie today. Lake Erie won yesterday against Florence 6-4. They had 4 runs in the 3rd inning, 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 7th. Now Lake Erie made it, Florence made it close. They made it 5-4. But the bullpen ended up coming away with a couple of solid innings between Coley, Castro, and Sittinger to play spoiler against Florence and get themselves a win. Florence has been kind of flustered in recent times. Down 4-0 now against Washington. 1-0 to Pavin Parks. Very high looping curveball, and it's 2-0. Mound visit quickly here between Mark Black and Wiltsey. update on things. Windy City still up 3-0 on Mississippi. Schaumburg Gateway still tied at 2. Schaumburg, though, threatening, looking like they're going to take the lead against Blake Payton. And Washington Florence 4-0. Kobe Foster still out there in the bottom of the 7th inning as he keeps on doing what he's doing. And is technically helping Evansville build their lead in the first wild card, but it's also like they win, they keep the division lead at 3 games, so it's a win-lose type of situation. Swing and a miss, and it's 2-1. Wiltsey against Lake Erie last season, 3 1/3, 2 earned runs, 3 hits, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. That was when he was mostly a bullpen arm, but also starting at times. Came out of the bullpen once this season. It was his first outing back on May 9th against Mark Black, and that's also the only time besides today that Mark Black has caught Ryan Wiltsey. (3-1) coming to Parks from Wiltsey. That will miss low for ball 4. So the first 2 reach to start the 6th inning. As Parks walks for the second time, Williams will advance to second base, and that'll bring up Braden Jobert. Jobert 0 for 2 has a ground out that drove in the only run so far for Lake Erie. Also has a strikeout swinging against Wiltsey. First pitch is ripped down the line over the Otters bullpen. As the bullpen is on the move right now. Dylan Zentko is looking to be the first man out. Makes sense. Lefty against a pretty much all lefty team. Just like with Schaumburg, we're going to see a lot of Zentko and a lot of Chase Cribble. Line to first and caught by Robertson. He'll tag the bag, and that's a double play.
There's a Hoosier Lottery Powerball double play. We're going to say congratulations.
Double play brought to you by the Hoosier Lottery Powerball. Play ball with the Hoosier Lottery, and please play responsibly. Blake Robertson with a great play over at first base, and was able to double up Paven Parks.
Responsibly, second baseman, 8, Luis Acevedo.
So now it's just Williams at second with 2 outs for Luis Acevedo. All of a sudden, wasn't looking too good to start off for Wiltsey, but now it's looking great. He's 1 out away from another scoreless frame. First pitch is fouled away.
An overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best and never regret it.
Most likely going to see Ben Petchke in the bottom of the 6th inning. Sanchez's day possibly over. A little low, and it's 1-1. 99 pitches for Sanchez. So, yeah, most likely not coming out for the 6th. Maybe he'll just face Logan Brown and then get taken out. That's a big if, though. (1-1) from Wiltsey. Low and away. Acevedo so far is a grounder to third and a fly out to center field. He's 0 for 2. Otters scored 3 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third, 1 in the fourth. 7 runs across. Wiltsey's 2-1 pitch is fouled back to the netting, and it's 2-2. Now, Wiltsey's still at only 77 pitches, so could possibly go 7, and 7 innings is his season high. Williams at second base. The 2-2 pitch. Wiltsey looks back. Now kicks and deals outside for ball 3. 7-1 Otters here in the top of the 6th inning. The first two reached, but the double play lined into by Joe Bear. The 3 unassisted by Robertson. But 2 outs on the board, and hopefully Wiltsey leaves Williams at second base. Payoff pitch. Fouled back to the netting again, and we'll do it again at 3-2. Wiltsey, one of the veterans here for Evansville. Veterans meaning it's his 3rd season. The Otters don't have anybody left from that 2023 Championship Series team. They're building something special here in 2026 as they are nearing their 58th win, which would break the single season record. Would bring them to 58-36. Payoff pitch. That is called strike 3, and Wiltsey gets out of the 6th inning. Scoreless yet again. We will head to the bottom half. Another great performance from Wiltsey, and another quality start will head to the bottom half. Ben Petchke into the game, 7-1 Evansville on the Otters Digital Network.
Otters fans, it's coming close to a close. We only have 3 more chances for a lucky fan to win themselves season tickets for next year's campaign, courtesy of the Indiana Air National Guard. Tonight's competitor is Jared. He's going to do his best to beat 57 push-ups. I think he can do it. If he's got half the energy these boys got, he can do it. All right, so he's going to need some help, everybody. Get down, guys. Or at least get one for each year you are over. All right, you guys ready? 3, 2, 1, go! Cheer him on, everybody. Come on. We're halfway there. You got it, Evan. 10 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time is up. What we got? 31. Not bad, not bad. Let's hear it for Jared, everybody.
Don't forget, fans, you can claim up to 4 free tickets for Sunday's regular season home finale. All you have to do to get 4 free
6th inning is brought to you by United Fidelity Bank, the experience you need and the service you deserve since 1914.
say hello to our friend
Ben Petchke is into the game. Former Otter. Was on the Otters for most of the year. He has a 6.38 ERA in 66 1/3 innings. He's given up 80 hits, 47 earned runs. Coming out of the bullpen for Lake Erie after spending the season with Evansville as a starter. Facing off yet again against his former teammates, starting with Logan Brown, then LG Castillo, and Blake Robertson. Sanchez's day is done. He finishes with 5 innings, 10 hits, 7 earned runs, 6 walks, and 2 strikeouts. The 7 earned ties his season high, as the first pitch will miss for ball 1, and we'll have a mound visit. Petchke still has the most innings pitched in a game for the Otters this season. Back on May 28th, he went 8 innings against Gateway. It got traded, though, to Lake Erie on August 7th for a player to be named later. Has pitched in 5 games since then. Once against the Otters, back on the 15th. Didn't record an out. He gave up a hit, 3 earned runs. He's given up multiple earned runs in 3 of his 5 outings with Lake Erie. Ground ball over to first base, and Braden Jobert will tag the bag for out number 1.
The left fielder, number 6, LG Castillo.
That'll bring up LG Castillo. Castillo's hit a couple of rockets. 2 base hits, 2 for 3 today. That last single back in the 4th inning, 108 off the bat. First pitch from Petchke. Called a strike, and it's 0-1. Petchke's last outing was on Wednesday against Florence. He threw 2/3 of an inning scoreless with a strikeout. Slow roller over to Petchke coming off the mound. He'll flip to first, and that's out number 2.
First baseman, number 31, Blake Robertson.
Oh, this is a middle of the order that's been hitting the ball very well. So far, Petchke's been getting through it with limited damage, little to none. Robertson has reached 3 times. He's 2 for 2. First pitch is inside for ball 1. The Otters got to Edwin Sanchez yet again here in a game in which they needed to win to drop their magic number to 2. Grounder over to second base. Throw to first from Acevedo and a 1-2-3. Bottom of the 6th inning for Ben Petchke. We will head to the 7th. Otters up 7-1 on the Otters Digital Network.
Otters fans, the Ottervilles found some more T-shirts. They didn't give me any though, so I'm kind of jealous about that. So you see the girls are around with bright and shiny shirts. Make some noise if you. I don't have one. Turn around the other way. They didn't give me any. Maybe I should have stole 2 of them. Oh, look at my here they're coming. Hey, I got one. All right, I see you waving. You ready? Oh, almost got her. That's all I got. Wasted. The bad though. What is it? Oh, you first. Evan's got some, it looks like. He throws better than I do.
Otters with a call to bullpen, Dylan Zenko headed to pitch. Zenko's on the mound, black behind the plate. It's powered by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East. 2319 Vancouver Road, 812-475-9000. Fans, playoff tickets for a potential home playoff game on Wednesday, September 9th at 6:35 are on sale now. Tickets are just $5 and can be purchased at the box office, which is open right now and will be open for 30 minutes after the game ends this evening. Otters are back at EVSC's historic Fawcett Field tomorrow night for Educator Appreciation Night presented by the EVSC Foundation. EVSC Foundation will be giving away door prizes to educators.
We got a pitching change. Pitching change is, of course, brought to you by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find all your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road, or give them a call at 812-475-9K. It's Dylan Zenko into the game. Dylan Zenko, the lefty from Brazil, Indiana. He has a 3.09 ERA and 35 innings pitched. 12 earned runs given up, 23 walks to 33 strikeouts. Zenko looking to maybe just eat some innings, save the bullpen, and get us out of here. First pitch to Jared Watkins is called a strike. It's Watkins, Pike, and Chavez, the 6, 7, 8 hitters in the lineup. Ryan Wiltsey, another quality start in the books. 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, not earned. 3 walks and 3 strikeouts. Called a strike, and it's 0-2. Watkins is going to call his hitter's timeout. Watkins has a double in his last at-bat, one of the 3 hits for Lake Erie. Also a grounder over to third. The 0-2 from Zenko. Spiked into the dirt. Two of the 3 hits for Lake Erie have been doubles. Zenko threw 3 1/3 scoreless back on Tuesday against Schaumburg. 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. He was great out of the bullpen against a lefty-heavy lineup, and now here he is again against another lefty-heavy lineup. Hopefully he can get a couple more scoreless frames, but Zenko's had a great August. One-two pitch after the foul ball. There's a fly ball into fair territory into deep right field. Lynn Scott at the track. He'll make the catch for out number 1.
We'd like to say hello to E-Ball there at left field. A group of about 100 having a great time in left field at E-Ball. Great to have them with us here at Walmart.
That one going 363, but Lynn Scott able to get there for the first out. June was a little rough for Zenko. He had a 4.11 ERA, but 1.7 in July and a 2.89 so far in August. He's been a very good lefty reliever out of the pen. You need a good lefty reliever. That one's into left field, though, right under the glove of Salvaggio, and a base hit on the first pitch for Garrett Pike. He's on for the second time today. Well, that'll bring up Nick Chavez, who is hitting from the right side for the first time. Oh, for Garrett Pike, that's his second hit against Zenko. He's now 2 for 3 in that lefty-lefty matchup. Watkins now 0 for 3 after his fly out to right field. First pitch misses a little high for ball 1. Chavez 0 for 2, liner out to right field and a grounder to second base. 1-0 is fouled back to the boards. Zenko has faced Lake Erie just once, 3 scoreless. 2 walks, 2 strikeouts back on June 17th. 1-1. There's a fly ball into the gap in left center field. Ponder dives and he makes the catch. Another great defensive play in center from John Ponder. That is tonight's Precision Pest and Wildlife catch of the game. If you need pests caught around your home, contact the pros at Precision. Needed a perfect route to get to that one. John Ponder is able to save extra bases and get out number 2. We have a pinch hitter for Nathan Archer, as James Jett is coming into the game here in the 9 spot. First pitch is called a strike. James Jett hitting at a 229 now in his 58th game. He hasn't really gotten too many starts, but his last game was on Tuesday against Florence. He went 1 for 4, struck out twice. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. He has 24 walks, 56 strikeouts. He's only gone 1 for 2 this season, only 2 at-bats against the Otters this year, but one of them he hit a double and drove in a run as well. The other one was a strikeout. Oh-2 from Zenko. That'll miss in the dirt, and it's 1-2. Jett from Louisville, so not too far away from here. 24-year-old, standing at 6'5". He was with Lincoln Trail, Gulf Coast State, Charleston Southern, Lindenwood, and Missouri Baptist. He was at 5 schools in 5 years. One, two. Swung on and missed strike 3. Zenko gets out number 3 via the K, as we will head to the bottom of the 7th. Stretch time here at Bosse Field. Evansville up 7-1 on the Otters Digital Network.
know what time it is? It's time to stand up, stretch, and sing. Here we go. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and cracker jack. I don't care if I never get back, and we'll root for the Otters. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Nicely done. Let's get some more runs. We also want to say hello to Agri Select. They're in 16, 17, 18, and 19 along the right field. 200 from Agri Select.
It's looking good for Evansville. 6 outs away from lowering that magic number down to 2. Seventh inning brought to you by Jacob's Pub. Jacob's Pub is proud to support the Evansville Otters in the Jacobsville neighborhood. Be sure to check out First Fridays next week. A week from today is First Fridays. Oh, also, sorry, Jacob's Pub, 607 North Main Street. You have 4 minutes to bid on these jerseys. 4 minutes. All right, 4 of them. So you gotta hurry if you want to put a bid in. You gotta rush. You gotta really lock in, man. So we have 4 minutes until that's over. Now it's 3 minutes, so we're still gotta hurry it up a little bit. Come on. We have a defensive change though. James Jett is in left field. Garrett Pike in center. Sam Linscott leading it off. He is having a fantastic day. 5 RBIs today. 2 for 3. First pitch a little high. So Nathan Archer out of the game. Not too sure as to why. It might just be a straight switch, just because. But either way, Jett now in the game. So that one is called a strike, and it's 1-1. Petchke still in the game. After a 1-2-3. Bottom of the 6th inning. 1-1. Fastball is called a strike. 93 on the fastball from Petchke. A 1-2 pitch here to Linscott. High chopper over to short. Throw to first from Watkins is in time. And that's out number 1. Well, Petchke pitched against Lake Erie twice when he was with the Otters. It was back-to-back starts. On June 10th, he threw 5 innings, gave up 8 hits, 5 earned runs, earned the loss. It was one of the 3 losses for Evansville against Lake Erie this season. And then a week later on the 16th, he threw 6 scoreless and earned the win. That was in the 18-2 victory against Lake Erie. First pitch is inside for ball 1. The 18-2 game, the 18-9 game, that still is what I think was when the Otters were at its peak offensively. Those 2 games. Not saying they have fallen off since then, because they definitely haven't. But you score 18 runs in back-to-back games, that's got to be the peak of the hitting. That was when LG had the 4 straight 3-hit games. And he got snubbed for Frontier League Player of the Week. We didn't forget. Breaking ball called a strike, and it's 1-2 to Mark Black. 0 for 1. He's walked twice today. Blake Barthol on deck. One, 2. outside. Otters have 7 runs on 10 hits. No errors. Lake Erie has 1 run on 4 hits with 1 error. Error was on the left fielder in Pike, who's now in center. Grounder foul down the first base line. It was on an Amani Jones single in the second inning. The throw from left field got past both Acevedo and Jobert at first and ended up advancing Jones to second base. 2-2 from Petchke. A little bit low and away for ball 3. 95. Wow. I don't remember Petchke throwing that fast when he was with Evansville. 95? Yeah, he's unlocked more velocity out of the bullpen for Lake Erie. Payoff. There's a blooper into left field. It'll drop in for a base hit. Mark Black's on the board. As his first hit of the day, he's reached 3 times. That'll bring up Blake Barthol. That's the first hit for Mark Black since August 13th. A little bit of a slump buster, hopefully, for Mark Black, as he has reached 3 times today. Blake Barthol up for the 4th time. He's reached twice, hit by pitch and a walk. A little low and away, and it's 1-0. Hasn't been a too big of a chance for Barthol to really hit the ball all too much, just like Mark Black. Opposite field into left, and Jet will make the catch for out number 2. Heading back to first is Mark Black.
The shortstop, number 19, TJ Salvaggio.
TJ Salvaggio will step up for the 4th time. He's 0 for 3 today, couple flyouts and a double play. 5-4-3 that ended the 3rd inning. Runner on first with 2 outs. 11th hit of the day for Evansville, belonging to Mark Black. First pitch from Petchke is a little high and in for ball 1. Salvaggio is hitting .424 against Lake Erie heading into today's game, but he's been hampered a little bit. Fastball low. Makes it ball 2. The other player on the field from Slidell, Louisiana. 2-0. Inside, and that's ball 3. So nothing in the zone quite yet for Salvaggio against Petchke. .30 pitch. Called a strike, and it's 3-1. Petchke, before the single, had retired the first 4. Was with the Astros organization for a while. Missed all last season with injury. 3-1. That will miss inside for ball 4.
That's Satierhead, sidewalk, cafe, and bar.
So the 7th walk issued by Lake Erie pitching. Couple of Slidell-ites on first. Slidell-ites? What do they call them? What do they call people from Slidell? Salvaggio and Jobert over at first. Slidellians. Oh, that's great.
Northview on top of Vincent, Lincoln 49.
That's so much better than Slidellites.
35-10 lead over Washington.
Slidellians. Oh, that's beautiful. That is beautiful.
17-14. The Latter-day Wildcats.
It is a bit of a quick mound visit just with Sittinger, Petchke, and Chavez as the Slidellians over at first base. along with Mark Black at second. I'm going to use that so often this series. It's every time Salvaggio gets on first base, I'm using the term. Schaumburg's taking a 5-3 lead over Gateway in the 6th inning. Lake Erie down 7-1 here against the Otters. Windy City still up 3-0 against Mississippi. And Washington now up 6-0 against Florence. First pitch called a strike to the Edward Jones leadoff batter, John Ponder. The 0-1. There's a ground ball over to short. Watkins will throw to third for out number 3. Good heads-up defense for Watkins. The fielder's choice ends the 7th inning. We'll head to the 8th. 7-1 Otters on the Otters Digital Network.
Otters fans, the following is a sumo match scheduled for one fall. Down here by the right field bullpen, we've got Mark in the red, Justice in the blue, and sumo's brought to you by Robert's Comfort Food. So the winner is going to have their supper bought by the loser. Guys, you ready? Set, go! Go! Sumo! Run at each other. That way. There we go. Oh, he lost his noggin. Watch out, D. Oh, your winner in the blue, Justice. Sumo is brought to you by Robert's Brothers, saving the flavors of the Southern Robert's Comfort Food, sorry. In Evansville, and don't miss their Friday fish fry featuring all-you-can-eat fish. Our crispy fish, hush puppies, fries, and coleslaw for only $18. Visit them at their new location at 1125 North Green River Road or online at robertsbytheriver.com.
Big thank you to tonight's nonprofit partner, Catalyst Church, for their proud support of Evansville Otters baseball. Don't forget, fans, stick around after tonight's game for our fireworks show right here at EVSC's historic Bossy Field. Top of the order to you for the Lake Erie Crushers.
It is the top of the 8th inning, and the top of the order leading it off, Redfield, Williams, and Parks for the Crushers. Otters still up 7-1 as Redfield leads it off against Zetko. The lefty still in there after a scoreless top of the 7th inning. Gave up the single to Garrett Pike, but struck out James Jett to end the frame. Redfield 0 for 3. Had that bunt grounder back to Wiltsey, then popped out to Barthol and flew out to Ponder in center. First pitch is high for ball 1. Lake Erie missing the playoffs after making the postseason the last 2 seasons. Last year was their 7th playoff appearance. They got swept in the wild card round against Schaumburg. 2024, they beat the Grizzlies in the wild card game and then got swept in the divisional round against Washington. That one was against Washington. 2-0 is a high fly ball foul. Their only championship was in their first season in 2009. They finished 57-38. They ended up beating the Kalamazoo Kings in the division series 3-2, and then another 5-game series against the River City Rascals to take their first and only, to now, Frontier League championship. 3-1. So that one got away from Mark Black. For the Otters, this will be the 15th time they make the playoffs. Whenever that is, they clinch. Fouled away, it's 3-2.
An overhead foul ball brought to you by Hens Construction. Choose the best
15th as the Otters, 16th overall. They did make the playoffs one year when they were the Lancaster Scouts, but I'm not too sure we're going to count that. Because Lancaster is not Evansville. That's pretty much how it is. Have those championships in 2006 and 2016. Have not made the playoffs since 2023. 3-2. That is a base hit into right field. As Redfield gets his first hit of the day, leads off the 8th inning with a single. Now that will bring up Jaron Williams. Williams 2 for 3, the only multi-hit game for Lake Erie today. Joe Redfield on first. He has 40 stolen bases. And he'll go here on the first pitch, throw to second base from Mark Black is going to get into left field. And that's stolen base number 41 now for Redfield. He is into second base. 41 of 47. He is second all-time in single-season stolen bases. Now he needs 7 to tie first place. Pavin Park setting a couple of franchise records. We talked about the home runs, 20 of them. The new single-season high for Lake Erie, but he also has a new single-season high in Crushers history in strikeouts. Definitely prefer the homer record rather than the strikeout record, but he's got both of them. Well, no, is called a strike, and it's 1-1 for Jaron Williams. His only hitless game this season out of his 13 was on the 16th against the Otters. Grounder to short. TJ Salvaggio throws it to first, and that is out number 1. Remaining at second is Redfield.
Third baseman, 23, Pavin Parks.
That will bring up Pavin Parks, who has walked twice so far today. He has a fly out to left field as well, just the 0 for 1. Parks extending his team lead in walks, now up to 60. Parks has pitched twice against the Otters this season. Maybe you wouldn't be surprised if he pitched in this series as well. First pitch is called a strike, hits the outside corner, and it's 0-1. Runner still on second in Redfield. See if he steals third. In terms of the stolen base rankings, Redfield definitely up there. Tyler Schoenfeld is up there as well before his injury took him out for the year. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Austin White from Brockton leads. 61 stolen bases. He is 61 for 72. Chavez Young from Quebec is second, then Ian Battipaglia and Schoenfeld tie at 47. Redfield is fifth. 0-2. Fouled away. 61 stolen bases is wild. Only been caught 11 times. Redfield's only been caught 6 times, which is pretty good. Julian Boyd, 38 for 41. That's probably the best stolen base percentage from somebody over 30 stolen bases. Swing and a miss, and that is strike 3. Park strikes out, and that is out number 2. Zenko has his second K of the day, 5th for Otters pitching. And strikeout number 113 for Pavin Parks.
First baseman, 13, Braden Jobert.
Braden Jobert with a runner on second with 2 outs now. Zenko looking to keep things at a 7-1 game. First pitch to Joe Bear is called a strike, and it's 0-1. 0 for 3 for Joe Bear, but he has driven in the only run so far for Lake Erie. RBI ground out that brought home Jaron Williams from third. Also has a strikeout and a double play he lined into over at first base. 0-1, fouled back to the netting, and it's 0-2. So Zenko a strike away from getting out of the eighth and keeping the game at 7-1. Otters 4 outs away from lowering that magic number down to 2. Zenko's 0-2. Takes a look back. Runner goes. That'll miss. Throw to third is not in time. And it's another stolen base for Redfield. All right, Redfield's got some speed, man. Now he needs 6 stolen bases to tie first in Crusher's history. 42 of 48. 1-2 to Joe Bear. Fouls one off himself. Not phased, though. I think it hit off of his ankle guard. And we'll do it again, 1-2. So Redfield now 90 feet away from a second run coming in for Lake Erie. One, two here with 2 outs. Zenko now kicks and deals. Another one fouled away. Now Joe Bear, while he's 0 for 3, he has managed to have a couple of very long at-bats, once against Wiltsey and now here against Zenko. Up in that pitch count, really wants Zenko to come out of the game and have to use a third arm. I'm not too sure the Otters are going to have that happen. That'll miss low, and it's 2-2. Zenko, his highest pitch count this season is 77. That was when he made a start against Windy City through 4 innings, gave up 1 run, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. Right now he's at 30, so has a lot more gas in the tank. 2-2. Liner foul to the Otters bullpen. Sure, you use Zenko today, and then you can use Cribble tomorrow, and then you can use Zenko on Sunday. That's probably the way to go here against the lefty-heavy lineup. Lake Erie, they have 6 lefties in the lineup, and they still have 1 on the bench in Chase Nixon. Another 2-2. Popped up to Zenko. He's going to make the catch, and that's out number 3. Zenko doing it himself. He's all smiles heading to the dugout. Still 7-1 Otters as we'll head to the bottom of the 8th on the Otters Digital Network.
Otters fans, it's time for the Legends Zit, brought to you by the one and only Zit Pizza. Just a few days left to take advantage of the jalapeno face. Over there by the first base gate, we have 3 local legends. We have William Henry Harrison, we have Benjamin Bossy, and we have Evan the Otter. They're going to race around the warning track. Whoever crosses the finish line first is your winner for the evening. Make your choices, place your bets. Legends, are you ready? Get set, go! No cheating, Evan. Watch out, big boy. Oh my goodness. Oh, ran out of the shoe. Wow, broke the speed of sound. Your winner, William Henry Harrison.
This is the McMahon Exterminating 8th inning. Remember who can help with all your pest control needs? McMahon absolutely can. Don't forget, fans, as a part of our fan appreciation night, we are offering free tickets to Sunday's game. All you have to do is visit Erie, the Otterston team store, and scan the QR code, and you claim up to 4 free tickets to Sunday's regular season home finale, which begins at 12:35.
Eighth inning is brought to you by McMahon Exterminating. Remember who can help with all your pest control needs? McMahon can. Otters up 7-1. Ben Petchke's still out there, as he'll face off against Amani Jones, Logan Brown, and LG Castillo. Well, we know quite well that Ben Petchke can throw a lot of pitches. He was a starter with the Otters, so it's not, not too out of the realm of possibility that he's going to go in long relief. Season high in pitches thrown, 107, when he went 6 innings against Lake Erie on June 16th. First pitch called a strike. Monty Jones at 1 for 4, singled and scored in the second inning. Has 2 flyouts and a double play. 0-1 fouled away, and it's 0-2.
Overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best and never regret it.
Foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. Quickly 0-2 here against Jones as Petchke will kick and deal to the plate. Grounder foul over to where the Otters bullpen usually is, but they're now helping to protect the new pitcher in the bullpen, who is Nate Wolgamuth. The entire bullpen is protecting him. That's brotherhood right there. Grounder to first. Ooh, nice snag from Joe Bear at first. He'll tag the bag, and that's out number 1. That took a nasty hop, but Joe Bear had good reflexes. That was 104 off the bat of Jones. That's out number 1. That'll bring up Logan Brown. Logan Brown 2 for 3, has reached 3 times, 2 singles and a walk, has also scored twice. First pitch from Petchke as he starts to run through the order a second time. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Petchke's season high in runs given up was 9, 2 2/3 innings on June 4th against Mississippi. Grounder to first, and Joe Bear will toss to Petchke, who tags first base, and that's out number 2.
Left fielder, number 6, LG Castillo.
Oh, Ben Petchke pitching well against his former team. Got to give him some credit here. So far, 2 2/3 scoreless after Edwin Sanchez gave up 7 earned. LG Castillo up for the 5th time. He's 2 for 4, 2 singles. Fouled away, and it's 0-1. Petchke 3 wins, 3 losses, all of them coming with Evansville. Earned the loss in his last start before getting traded. 5 innings, gave up 6 earned. Fly ball into center field. Garrett Pike, who's now out there, will make the catch. And that's out number 3. 3 scoreless out of the pen for Ben Petchke. Good job from Petchke against his former team. Otters 3 outs away from a win in Game 1. We'll be right back. 7-1 on the Otters Digital Network.
Game of tug of war in Bossy Field history, and it's brought to you by the Hickory Pit Stop Barbecue right across Morgan Avenue, corner of Morgan and North Main. We got 12 kids down here, 6v6. It's just good old-fashioned tug of war. They got to get that green string over the sides of coach's box. Whichever team does wins themselves a fabulous prize. The losers have to leave. Guys ready? Set, go! Cheer on, everybody! Oh, Zena and them just yanked them over. Your winners are Malachi, Hunter, Zeke, Grayson, Zena, and Landon.
North Macaroni, 12475 9000. Fans, again, for Fan Appreciation Night, we are offering free tickets to Sunday's game. Go and visit Erie in the Otters Den team store and scan the QR code to claim up to 4 free tickets to Sunday's game at 12:35. Big thank you to tonight's nonprofit partner, Catalyst Church, for their support of Evansville Otters baseball. Fans, playoff tickets for a potential home playoff game on Wednesday, September 9th at 6:35 are on sale right now. Tickets are just $5 and can be purchased at the box office.
Top of the ninth. New pitcher into the game for Evansville is Nate Wolgemuth. 4.09 ERA in 11 innings. He's walked 6, struck out 13. He threw a scoreless inning. Struck out the side on the 23rd against Florence in his last outing. And now he's here to finish things off in the top of the ninth against Lake Erie. It's Acevedo, Watkins, and Pike. Whip it a 1.55 for Wolgemuth. He's had a very solid last few outings. 10 scoreless on the season. 4 of his last 5 have been scoreless, as the first pitch will miss inside for ball 1. Acevedo 0 for 3. The 1-0 pitch. Grounder 2/3, snagged by Barthol. Long throw to first is perfect for out number 1. Blake Barthol always playing some good defense, no matter if he's at second or third. First out recorded pretty quickly here in the ninth. That'll bring up Jared Watkins. Has one of the 5 hits for for Lake Erie. It's a double in the 4th, otherwise a grounder to third and a fly out to right field. First pitch misses a little outside. Otters 2 outs away from a new franchise record 58 wins. One 0 to Watkins is called a strike. Wolgemuth, second season with the Otters. He was the closer last season before getting his contract purchased by Houston. Fouled away, and it's 1-2. Came back to the Otters after spending 2026 with the Asheville Tourists. 1-2. Will miss inside, and it's 2-2. Otters 11 hits on the day, but Ben Petchke, great job out of the bullpen from him. 3 scoreless, just 1 hit given up, 1 walk as well. Gave up a lot of soft contact, except for that grounder from Amani Jones that almost ate up Joe Barrett first. 3-2 as that one misses high and away. Payoff pitch. Fly ball into the gap in right center field. Ponder can't get to that one. He will cut it off, though. Bobbles it a little bit, but Watkins still heading into second base. And he has his second double of the day. So Lake Erie not quite finished yet. And on second with 1 out for Garrett Pike. Watkins is having a good day offensively. Mound visit here between Mark Black and Nate Wolgemuth. Windy City up 3-0. Mississippi, though, threatening a little bit in the bottom of the 7th inning. Sussex and New Jersey, the second game of their doubleheader is just starting, and it is 10 o'clock in New Jersey. That is rough. Schaumburg up 7-4 on Gateway. Florence got 2 hits, so they really want Mississippi to come back on that one. Inside, and it's 1-0. If Windy City wins, I think they're only going to be a game back of Florence in the wild card. Maybe a game and a half. Things are getting a little scary for Florence. 1-0 from Wolgemuth. There's a base hit into left center field. Heading to third base, getting the stop sign there is Watkins.
The catcher, 28.
So back-to-back hits for Lake Erie in the 9th. And that will bring up Nick Chavez. See if we can get a double play ball here to end the game. Mississippi scored 2. It's 3-2. Hey, keep an eye out. Windy City loses. Magic numbers down to 1. First pitch from Wolgamuth. That is if the score holds, of course. Called a strike. It's 0-1 to Chavez. Chavez so far 0 for 3. Bottom 2 in the lineup. Chavez, Archer, and Jed, who came in as a pinch hitter, 0 for 6. The 0-1. Fouled away, and it's 0-2. Watkins on third, Pike on first. 1 out here in the top of the 9th. Otters looking to win the first game of this series. Would also be their 4th straight, or their 5th straight win at home. That will miss just low and away. Last loss at home was against Lake Erie. 11-9 back on the 15th. But since then, 4 straight wins, including the sweep of Florence. 1-2, fastball is outside. Mississippi has tied the game up at 3. Keeping a keen eye out on that game. 2-2. Grounder to third. Barthol throw to second for 1. On to first. It is wide, and reaching is Chavez on the fielder's choice. Run will come in from third as Watkins will score to make it 7-2. Barthol cut off Salvaggio. Quick throw to second. The throw to first was on target. It would have been the game. Unfortunately, the run will come in to score. Otters still up 5. No big deal. The Pike is out number 2. Lake Erie down to their final out. And it goes down to James Jett. First pitch is called a strike. So Chavez now on first after reaching on the fielder's choice. The 0-1. Grounder foul, and it's 0-2. Lake Erie down to their final strike. Jett struck out to end the 7th inning after coming in as a pinch hitter for Archer. 1 in the first now, 1 in the 9th for Lake Erie. The 0-2 from Wolgamuth. Another grounder foul, and we'll do it again. Wolgamuth. 1 strike away here. 0-2. Little low. All 7 runs scored in the first 4 innings for Evansville. 1-2. Just inside. And it's 2-2. A bit of a close call there. 2-2 from Wolgamuth. Inside for ball 3. A 3-2 with 2 outs. Chavez will get a head start at first. Otters fans still not too happy with that last call. Chavez will go here. Payoff pitch from Wolgamuth. He got him, and the Otters win. A new franchise record, 58 wins for Evansville in 2026. As they take game 1 of the series against the Crushers by a final score of 7-2. The first 4 innings offensively, they took care of business. Hit the heck out of the ball against Edwin Sanchez, including 5 runs driven in from Sam Linscott. And that was all they needed, as the pitching staff did great. Wiltsey, 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. Zenko, 2 innings of scoreless ball out of the pen. Wolgamuth gives up the run in the 9th, but doesn't matter, as the Otters win it 7-2, as they have won their 5th straight road game or home game this season. Are now 58-36. For the first time, you are watching a 58-win team for the Otters in 2026. This is a fantastic team, as the magic number drops to 2. Keep a keen eye out on Mississippi Windy City. Mississippi takes that one. The Otters can clinch tomorrow with a win against Lake Erie on Saturday night. Overall, it was a great game. The Otters scored 3 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third, and 1 in the fourth. They were held scoreless the last 4 innings after a great bullpen day from Petchke. They only used 2 pitchers. The Otters used 3, so a lot of the bullpen will still be available for both sides tomorrow. Tomorrow, though, it is Jack Eisenbarger facing off against Yohan Gonzalez, as they interview Sam Linscott on the field. It was very deserved player of the day. 5 RBIs, the 3-run double in the first inning, the 2-run homer in the third. Set the tone early for Evansville, as we will head to tomorrow. Magic numbers at 2, maybe 1, depending on how this game between Windy City and Mississippi goes. But the Otters did their job yet again today. For everybody here at Bosse Field, I'm Evan Patoka. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, for Game 2, as the Otters look to take another series.